I drive a Ford, wear square toe boots, and I'm about to have some tow mirrors.
They usually fall on their face because they're used to leaning into the wind.
Good evening, guys. I got a project, and you can probably tell what it is just by listening. Can you hear that? Was that clatter enough for you? The old work truck. The one thing I've always hated about this is the mirrors. You cannot see very dang much out of them. And so I've got two. Let's pull up in and I'll tell you a little bit about them. All right, so you guys know Hunter. I used to work with him. He's got that beat up red Jeep. Well, he may have ruined the front end in it, broke a ball joint or the C's, I can't remember, smoked it. So he found him a donor truck, 2008 Ford, black one. Should have took a picture of it. Had these mirrors on it. And I believe they will bolt right on. Never done it, but this truck is a 99. The back seat only folds down. The bottom doesn't fold up. And the middle console, there's no cup holders. That truck has a middle console with cup holders. Exactly the same seats, but the back one, the bottom will fold up. I can't remember if it's split 60-40 or not. It actually had the door panels off. I don't know what they were robbing on it, but I know I've got to get these switches out, get the panel off, and there's 4 bolts and 1 plug, obviously. And this old truck will have some tow mirrors. Riley said tow mirrors are like square toe boots. I said, what does that mean? He's like, well, I just made fun of them my whole life, so I can't use mine now. He's got a Dodge and he won't stand them up because he makes fun of people that do that. I was like, well, Riley, I don't know if we can be friends. I drive a Ford, wear square toe boots, and I'm about to have some tow mirrors. All right. Pretty sure YouTube video I watched said that comes up, which I believe it does. Yes. And plugs. We'll get those undone. There's a bolt. I know there's a light to unplug. If there's one more bolt somewhere, I may have to watch the video again. Looks like there was 1 screw there, but the only screw I took out was up here, and it lifted straight up off. We're down to 4 nuts here. 1 and 2, and then there's 2 behind this thing. So let's bust in, get those out, and this thing should, those are all 7/16. Okay. That newer truck had 1 and then 3 was a 10. So something's different about the years. Whew. A magnet would be way handier, actually. We just had one out. I don't remember where we put it. Maybe we put it up. All right. I dropped pretty much all of these down Hunter's truck door, but he's junking it anyways, so I wasn't too worried. But these ones are gonna have to go back on. That was pretty nice right there. Woo. Got it. Now we probably want to undo this plug that's behind here. Where's the dang thing? All right, so had to take the speaker out. Apparently the 99s are a little bit different. I might be in trouble. Looks to me like the plug is different. Not exactly the same. 3 wires and 7 wires. The good part is I can go cut the plug off of his truck and splice it in, but then I have to know which wires are the same. Are they the same color? Red, brown, or black? Red, black, and blue. It's kind of more pink. Maybe I'll do a little research here. It'll bolt right on, which is awesome. And these, I mean, they don't adjust enough anyways, so you never use the electric part. So I'll just pull them out and use them and set them. It'll be fine. Especially for a work truck. Would it be dang nice? I knew the signal light wouldn't work. I was hoping everything else would plug in. Well, here goes nothing. We'll get them bolted on. Truck. Look at that. Woohoo! Alright. Hey. Easy does it. You stay where you're supposed to be. Whew. Well, it fits. One more. How's it look? Looks like a real truck. Look at that. Let's see from the front side. Riley would say the Dumbo mirrors are ugly, but I'll bet we can see around the trailers better. That's awesome. Rather than go cut his plug off to make this work, wouldn't it be smarter to just cut the plug off the mirror? If I ever break a mirror, I'll have to cut it again, is what I was originally thinking. If I change the truck end, I'd only have to change it once. Guess if I have issues, break a mirror, I'll just change it one more time. I don't know. Golly, that looks way better from the backside than that ugly upside down looking thing. Oh yeah. Yep, that's gonna be nicer. And then we can pull on it, pull it out to see. I'm gonna get online real quick, see what these wires are, see what to splice those, and then we'll see if we can plug it in and make it work. So I'm not the first one to do this. So it tells you right there, black with white stripe is mirror heat, brown is park light, black is ground, mint green's left turn, white is right turn, yellow, red, and blue are the power mirror motors. So I'll get to work. That's what we'll do. I've been debating, and I'm just gonna go back to Glendale, cut the wires off of his truck, and switch them. So that if I break a mirror and need to take the mirror off, I can just unplug it. If I ever decide to hook the signal lights or heated mirror up, I think it'll just be easier. So I'm gonna switch these, and tomorrow morning I'll go cut those plugs off and look at the seats, see if those are worth stealing, because he's gonna trash it anyways, so I could buy those from him. But for now, the mirrors are a huge improvement, so let's focus on that. Right there. Yeah. You did miss that falling right to the ground, but nonetheless, we're moving on. This door is like 100 pounds. It's heat full, every pocket. Probably a good thing they don't have one more pocket, or it would be full also. We got mirrors. Look at that. 2 mirrors. Should have shut the other door, but I've looked, and you can change the whole front clip to like a 2016. So you get the new style fenders, hood, grill. If you're like me and you're too poor to buy a new one, you could find a wreck truck and change the whole front end. Those are next. I don't have signal lights on the front because dirt roads rattled those apart. So those are next. But in the morning, I'll go get a connector and we'll wire some mirrors up. So let me know in the comments if that was a good upgrade or if I did good or bad. I think I did good. I haven't drove it yet, but I'm excited. Don't those old mirrors look better in the back, Dad?
Yeah, those are kind of junk.
Those are better. Pull them out. Oh yeah. Towing stuff. Now we just need the horsepower for the mirror.
Put the old Cummins on the front of it.
We might have to do a 12 valve upgrade. I do like the tow mirrors. Dave said I'm a quitter.
You are.
And I am. I could make the signal lights and the heated mirror work, but I couldn't make the mirrors work themselves. I had power going to them, had grounds. They're old mirrors. I don't know if the motors are bad. I don't know. If somebody has any ideas, let me know in the comments, but I'm kind of giving up for right now. And I'll come back to it. Because I need this truck tomorrow, so at least it's back together. But
Readdress that at a later date.
we had power to everything and nothing would work.
Yeah,
I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, is what it
I think we should pull it out and pull your old Ford in. It needs service, don't it?
I need to change the oil and rotate the tires. The front ones are starting to cut. Check the air filter, you know, all that stuff.
Minor things.
It's only been a year since I done it. It don't get a lot of miles, but because it doesn't go anywhere, it just stays here in the valley. But
Right.
still needs it.
I'll pull this truck out and we'll pull his old red and white truck in and give it a look over.
Sounds good.
All right, I got my Ford out of here, got the mirrors put on. Still haven't got them working, but they're on the truck and I'm using them. And I've got a fence I really want to go work on, but we got to get this truck done first.
It's overdue.
Let me show you. Like, we just drive this thing and you guys like it. She's wearing tires a little bit on the front. Needs an oil change.
Yeah, the tires have been on there for like 5 years.
Never rotated them.
They don't have very many miles on them.
Doesn't get drove much. The old Cummins. Did we get this out of Brigham City?
No, it came out of Woods Cross.
Woods Cross. That was a long time ago. Can't remember.
Yeah, I bought it off eBay. We actually,
Oh, that's right. It was off eBay.
yeah, when I built this truck, I had an old Astro van that I junked out, and I took the V6 out of it and put in this, and then turboed it. And it kind of had a hard life. And so
It just constantly got upgraded.
I built a 350 to put in it, and we all know kind of how 350 runs. They run good. They just don't have a ton of power unless you put a lot of money into them. And I put it in it, and I never started it. I decided, you know what? I'll bet one of those Cummins motors would fit in here out of a Dodge.
Go diesel.
And so I got on eBay and bought this with the motor and transmission and the transfer case and
Put it in.
stuck it in here, and it fit surprisingly well. And
Right?
Anthony and all of his friends headed to Kanab in it after we got it running, and they made it almost 10 miles, and it seized a piston. Come to find out, the guy that I got it from had never changed the oil, and the first thing I did was change the oil, and so it broke everything loose and plugged
Plug the rings up.
it plugged the number 5 oiler piston,
Golly.
and it seized the piston. So we pulled it apart, did a complete overhaul on it.
And the first thing we did was change the exhaust housing.
Yeah, we changed that so it'd spool up faster.
Smallest we could get. Yeah, she's
It
been a
actually-
good truck.
It actually runs really good. And it had an automatic in it for a while, and I just hated it. And Sean had a Get Rag that him and another kid had rebuilt, and so I traded him out of it, and we put it in.
It's way better. You know Dodge. Dodge automatics are pretty sweet. Not really. 5-speed's way better.
Yeah.
So let's lift her up. You got the hoist arm set?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see what some wheel bearings look like. See how black the oil is. Wiggle that tire again. That's moving this one. Right? They're hooked together. There's top.
Anthony called this truck Frankenstein. It's not really Frankenstein. It's kind of like the Johnny Cash Cadillac.
Yeah.
When I traded for this truck, the bed was gone, they had cut the rear frame off right behind the cab and extended it out about 6 feet, and it had this huge big camper that was welded to the frame and went clear out over the cab. And I had a 78 Suburban, and so I put the Suburban frame under it and mounted the body to it because it already had the 4-wheel drive running gear under it. And it was a long bed. I actually tracked down the original bed that went with the truck and put it back on it.
Really?
And I'm not really a long bed guy. I thought if I'm going to have a little hot rod, I want a short bed. So I chopped the frame and I couldn't find a bed, so I just cut the bed down and made a short bed out of it.
Had the 5th wheel in it.
I put a gooseneck
with the V6, right?
Yeah, because I pulled my carpet trailer with it a couple of times.
It was really low geared, and so Billy Spencer up on the bench had that 10 bolt with 342s in it.
In the front, yep.
And then we got a heavy half. I don't remember. Wrecked Gary Hoyt's truck.
Yeah, it's out of like a 92 Chevy.
So we matched the gears in that, and
it's got like 340s in it now, so it runs right down the road at an idle.
You like the old Ford?
I like it. That's sweet.
It was fun growing up in, that's for sure. We abused it a little though.
A little.
Hey, don't give away all the secrets.
I mean, I've seen it sideways in the ditch once.
Was I driving?
Anthony was driving.
Exactly, Anthony was driving. We all think of that same story.
Yeah.
All the time. Think it'll be happy about a fluid change?
It's probably going to be black.
It's black. Yeah, sorry, old girl. We're a minute behind on it.
It's been a day or two.
Oh, come on. New air filter and some fresh oil. She's happy again. Ooh, bottom of the safe. We'll
About
add just a
halfway.
little quart or two and get her to the top.
Where's the line?
T-case was thirsty.
No,
Where's the plug at?
it's on the hoist.
Right there. That happens with age.
It
There you go, it's good. It's there. Man, looks like the tranny.
It's leaking a little bit.
Russell helped me rebuild this. We put a Street L90 on it to raise the fill plug. I don't know, an inch?
I think that's what they recommend, isn't it? Something like that.
Get a little more fluid in there without taking the shifter cane out. It run out.
No.
Put a little in it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta go slower.
Gotta go slow.
Got them on. Looking good again.
Well, I think we're pretty much done with the little Ford today. You can see my tires hit, so I took and cut this groove out of the fender so they clear good. I think it even looks better. Matches the back. The factory gas tank was there. It's right there now. It's got a tank underneath. Here's the inside. Got a hole in the seat. My son Anthony redid this seat when he was in high school. Of course, you know about cadence hull. And basically that's it. It's got a tilt column out of an Astro van. Delayed wipers still work. The key switch is on the column now. They used to be right here on the Fords. I got a boost gauge there now for the turbo. This is actually the intake heater. So you just hold that button in and it heats the intake up for a cold start. It's got the old Pioneer stereo. Yeah, it's just a basic old truck, but it's a pretty fun drive. Actually has a place for a gooseneck ball. I used to pull a gooseneck trailer with it. But I ended up cutting this bed down. This was a long bed. I cut 21 inches out of the front, moved all this back, and then I cut like 17 inches out of the back. These old Fords had a seam right there where the back welded on. That's why I chopped it off with a great big chop saw, slid it together, and welded it. You can see across the back where I welded it, all the way across there. It was actually pretty easy to cut. The tailgate's really straight still. And it has a Chevy bumper on it because I didn't have a Ford bumper. That's pretty much it. Oh, the receiver hitch. It's underneath the license plate. So it's hid. And I don't carry a spare anymore.
You don't get far enough away from home to need a spare?
I carried a spare for years and years, and I never used it, so I took it out.
Sweet. She's a pretty cool old truck. We took the subs out. She was a thumper in high school.
Still kind of got the Fox sign in the window. Anthony put that in there.
It needs some love. Needs some suspension, little body work.
I painted it myself, and it used to be bright red and white, and it's faded a little.
It's faded a bunch. The heat, sun's not been good on her. What's the wheelbase? About the same as a Blazer, we figured, right?
It's been so long since I measured it, I have no idea. We could measure it real quick and see.
I think we parked by Uncle Sherman's truck and they were almost identical. 109.
That's about identical to a Blazer.
I think that's what we were thinking was.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Stubbed it right down.
Kind of a unique paint job. I decided to paint it like this just because I like the curves on these old Fords with the hood and the fenders. So I just painted it like that. And now everybody knows this truck. Everybody that's ever seen it knows it. Knows who it belongs to. Used to have a Cummins sticker behind that, but the plastic rotted out and the sticker fell off. We wrecked it years ago, and so it's got a 65 grill in it. I think they're better looking grills than the 66 grill instead of the 65s. This is a 66 grill.
Well, cool. We got a few more stories to tell down the road. It'll be back in here. This was just checklist for the day. Let's go for a ride in it.
Let's do it.
Be in a minute. Let's go for a ride. You watch, he'll drive. You driving?
Yeah,
oh yeah, he's driving. I'll drive. No, I'm messing with you. Blowing smoke? Oh yeah. It just needs another turbo now. Ball joints are getting a little, needing to be replaced, I'm afraid. Pretty fun times.
This is a pretty fun old ride.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, most good things come to an end right at the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Out of fuel.
Now you gotta spend all your hard-earned money just to fill this thing.
Hold on to your hats. Welcome to Panguitch.
Your hat?
It's gonna blow away. We came for a ride this morning to test out the old mirrors.
Huge improvement.
We went and got a little load of hay. Could you see around it?
Almost. I don't have them pulled out. If I pulled them out, I could.
So we can almost see around them, and we already gained a couple inches off those old teardrops.
You can at least see out of them.
Let's see if that'll help us look around them. That'll be better, won't it? That'll put us to the test.
Yeah.
Got to unload this hay, which got some pears here that we're feeding. So we're doing chores. Came to do chores, and we're taking hay home to our first calf heifers, getting ready to calve out. So we're gonna unload this, take some different hay home. Take some horse hay, take a little different hay home.
My dad used to tell me when I was a kid, you can always tell where kids grew up. If there's a lot of wind, you can tell, because when they get off the school bus and there's no wind, they usually fall on their face because they're used to leaning into the wind. I just thought of that being over here in Pancras today because the wind's really whipping.
We made it back with the load that's going home. Had some issues with our baler. Got some little short bales up on top. Bell length stripped out, so we had to shrink them and tighten it in just to finish. They're, I don't know, 5 feet, 6 foot. But we got some good hay, some cow hay, some more cow hay. That'll help us get through calving. We'll throw some straps on and get out of here. See how he liked the mirrors coming back. How was the mirrors pulled out?
They were good.
You can see around it?
You can see around it now. Makes it pretty nice.
I guess we'll leave them on. Good job on getting the gates, Dad. That's why I brought you, really. Not really, for the company. Pretty good days. We're loaded. Let's go get some lunch. Let's get heading down the road right here and see if we can see around this hay. Before, all you could see was hay. You had to kind of whip the trailer, kind of turn, so you could see around it. Good job, gate getter.
Yeah. That wind's brutal today.
Oh, it's miserable. I don't know if you guys can see my mirrors. We can see right on by the hay. Thanks, Hunter, for the mirrors. That's a good upgrade for the old girl.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for following along, guys. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Now we just need a little more horsepower.
Yeah.
Come and swap.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.